What's up, my beautiful people? You are live with the One Leg Bandit, and I have some surprises tonight. All right. You know, a lot of times things happen in life. You never know where things are going to go to, but we're going to talk about it. I am so fortunate enough tonight to have the OG Austin Hilton here with me. I got Zach Humphreys here with me in the back. They're about to come out, and just throw some love up in the chat. Share this out. Hashtag Shib Army. With no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the team. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
I always like to come to your show. You're like, it's like, yeah, it's cool, you know.
Well, it definitely is cool. You want to know why, Austin? I was just telling Zach this. You fellas, you two have no idea how many people that you brought to crypto. When you go around and you do your book deal in a couple of years after the next bull run, and people come up to you and start saying thank you. I mean, I know my show, look, I'm way behind y'all, but look, I know what I've done and I know what y'all have done. So thank you first and foremost. Let me hit that out the gate. So how y'all doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure out my lighting situation, whereas we were talking about on stage. So you get a new camera and your whole world goes to hell. That's really what it is. And Zach seems to have it figured out. I don't know what that's about. I don't here's what it really is, John. I don't like Zach doing anything better than me. That's really what it comes down to.
Friendly competition.
Yeah, friendly competition. Exactly. Moving my microphone over. So
well, yeah. Everybody's got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, you got 130,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed to Zach or Austin or myself, please do that. Look at that little silver plaque back there. Next year, he's going for like a gold one or something.
No, you don't get one till $1 million, man. They need to have one at like, I think they ought to have one at $250,000. They ought to have one at $500,000. YouTube's printing money. Come on, you can give out some more plaques, right? So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, as everybody comes in here tonight, look, first and foremost, I want to give you a little bit of the news here. All right, Sheba Zam and Shib Ryder, I'm going to throw this up. Shib Ryder right now is doing her Shib Women's Spaces. So if you got if you got Twitter, check that out. Show some love to the first ever Shib Women's Spaces, okay? And Sheba Zam is, of course, her husband, and they've been so much proponents for the Shib Army and out there grinding. So many big deals has started because of them. So I just want you to check them out, and I'll go ahead and throw them up in here, and so you can see them here. But look, the number one thing we're talking about tonight, while we're all here tonight, and this is alpha, and you can spread this out, all right? But from what I'm hearing from Shib Ryder and from Sheba Zam, they have a deal for Shib Ryder's book to be on board a spacecraft that's actually going to the moon this summer, which would beat anything Elon Musk is doing to get actually Shib to the moon first. Okay? Now, is this alpha? Yes, it is. You want to know why? We started out as a meme token. We now have 1.3 million decentralized holders, and God knows how many centralized holders. We're growing, and I love to bring information like this to you. So, fellas, what do y'all think about this?
Who's going to the moon? Who's the rocket going to the moon? That's my question. That's cool. I did not know this, so I love that you have some alpha here.
I tell you, they'll be putting out the more details of it, but from what I'm hearing, that is absolutely signed, and they the gentleman that's sponsoring the Sheba Goes to the Moon book had to pay a lot of money, but it's on there. The cool. Sheba Goes to the Moon book is on the flight, from what I'm understanding.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, think about this, fellas. Y'all do videos every day. Look how far we've come. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. How are you feeling about all the new updates and, Sheba Swap 2.0 coming and everything that's going on out there?
Zach, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I did a short yesterday. I didn't know this. I want to know if you guys knew this. I found like a tweet or something somewhere. I forget what it was, but there are over 200 different countries now where somebody holds Shiba Inu. That's pretty nuts. I think it was 205 countries where SHIB is represented. And I think it was a tweet and somebody had all the flags of all the places. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And, I think the other thing too, like a lot of people have been frustrated because this bear market will do that to you. You got to remember, this is still early days with SHIB, right? Like August 2020, and we're a top 15 crypto. Not even 3 years in the making, 2.5 years in the making. So I think it's, something I've been really trying to stress lately, Jonathan. And I think Austin and I have been kind of talking about this. We've felt it from some of the people out there. We always say it, but we have to say it and say it and say it and say it again. When in doubt, zoom out, right? And really see the big picture. The next big bull cycle is coming. SHIB's primed. It's in a perfect situation. It's in a perfect spot. The big question was, would SHIB survive the bear market, right? Or would it die on the vine? But it's still here. It's alive and well, right? And I think it's perfectly positioned for this next big pop. That's a big story too that you got.
That's a huge story we're going to talk about. Austin, how are you feeling right now about Shiba Inu? I mean, it's our lives, man. We've been grinding. How are you feeling right now?
I'm done, man. I'm out. I'm packing my bag. Yeah, I'm in a sarcastic mood. Now, I want to go back to something that Zach said, and I got to even tell you I did this. I did a video on this, and I even referenced you the other day. Shocking, I actually gave you credit for something because you were the one who pointed out that SHIB had not been tested until really 22. That major bear cycle that was the living hell that was 2022. And all the consolidation and everything that happened, I think that was truly, to me, the test, what it really came down to. And I don't think anybody's talking enough about that. I think that you're always going to have the people, which this is not a bad thing, right? I love that Shiba Inu is a way to bring people in. And by the way, I just looked, there are about 200 countries. So SHIB's pretty much represented in every country in the world. That's pretty cool. That's a stat. I'm stealing that and using that shit from later on. But I think it's one of those things, man, where it's one of those deals where it's been tested. I'm more excited about it today than I ever have been from the delivery on the utility. You're not going to please everybody all the time. In fact, that's never going to happen. There's always going to be those people that wanted to do 80% in the last 10 minutes, and you're always going to have to deal with that. But outside of that, yeah, man, I mean, they've delivered. What they've said they were going to do, they've done, and they continue to do. And it may not be on everybody's timetables and all that kind of stuff, but they're a big business now. And when you have a big business, you're running a big business. You have the growing pains, you have all the pains. A lot of people don't remember Apple back in the day. It was a shit show. It was, and I saw a lot of that. I was, again, the older guy in the room, but the long and short of it is I like what I'm seeing. I love what we're seeing, and it's good. So that's what I got.
Well, I tell you, they have been consistent. And back in the day, what really brought us all together was Shiba Swap. And why this is a big deal about Shiba Swap 2.0 coming out, they really lost a lot of momentum whenever the staking went away, when the rewards went away, and then them messing around with Ryoshi's vision. And, it all sounded good and all, but that did fall through. I mean, so that was a learning curve, just like Apple. I do believe Satoshi has something special for Shiba Swap 2.0, not just staking, but just transparency, bringing people together and making you feel together. There's still a little bit of, everybody trying to figure out what's really going on with Shiba Inu, as big as it is. We can't train everybody, but if you get people in Shiba Swap 2.0 and you make it easy, that's where you can really add a lot of holders very quickly.
The issue that they're going to have with staking, and y'all both know where I'm going to go with this. The issue we have with staking is in the crosshairs of all of the governmental organizations. It's what scares the living hell out of everybody. I mean, I know you guys saw today, Zach even brought it to my attention, but I had seen it was not that it's staking, but Apple's come out with a 4.15% savings product. I mean, Apple is now becoming a freaking bank. Because it's Apple, and there you go. Enough said. But the problem, Jonathan, and I'm saying this, and I want your opinion because I know you tend to look at things deeper. So I want your opinion about what I'm about to say. Is that I love staking, but we've all seen the days when you could have staked on crypto.com, you could have staked USDT and got like 14%. That was insanity, right? But or somewhere in that area. But my point, and then my question is, do we really see Shiba Swap continuing hardcore down the staking path? That's my question. I would love to see it, but I just don't know.
Zach, I want to throw something back, and then you hop in with this.
Yeah.
Here's the thing where it's really going to help, in my opinion. Whenever we had a bunch of SHIB and Bone staked on Shiba Swap, it took it out of the circulating supply, so it made it easier to move the token. And that's what we need. That's what I feel. Zach, what are you thinking about it?
I agree with that. And then, I think the plan still is street token, right? And we haven't heard much on that front. And how will that look in terms of Shibarium? What does that look like? I mean, obviously it's a new token, so that's going to look totally different from a tokenomics standpoint. But I'm curious to see if that's still a thing, right? Because Bone is no longer your rewards token. Obviously, it's governance and gas now, right? So is that still the plan? I mean, we'll see, right? But I agree. I think Shytoshi's got an idea of what he's going to do.
So, Jonathan, I know you dig. Zach and I covered every day, but you dig. Is there somewhere that I missed where there is something that specifically says with Shiba Swap 2.0, they are bringing back staking? That is my question.
It is not out there. That is not a fact.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
And if you look at the way Shib is positioning themselves, they are positioning themselves to be regulatory compliant. So there probably will not be staking as we know it. There probably will not be, especially with which I'm going to share this up here as well. Let me go ahead and share this tab.
Probably some type of rewards program, or they're going to call it that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they've outsmarted the whole staking term. They're going to be smart enough not to do this. But this announcement the other day from Binance,
big.
Yeah, that was big.
It kind of lets everyone know, hey, we're here to play ball for real. We're worth $7 billion right now before the bull market starts, and our goal is to have 100 million users in a few years. What are you going to do? You going to ride with us or not? And trust me, Satoshi knows how to bring people in. And when you hear him talking, if you really look, like everybody saying, Austin saying I dig, and Zach knows I dig. What I'm really looking for is words. And I'm not joking to you, everyone. They want 100 million users in 2 years. And what's happening right now with Twitter is a big deal. eToro is going to bring in millions of users on Twitter for Shib, not just Doge, but Shib as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. And, these this news, the Binance news, them kind of moving the tag. What was the tag again? It was like something. What do they call it? It was like experimental assets or whatever.
Basically, we don't trust you yet. You're not
right.
You're not ready for prime time. Yeah,
exactly. And now it is. I think that alone. I mean, think about how many people trade on Binance. I mean, it's obviously the largest centralized exchange by volume.
Binance is the largest holder of Shib.
So, I mean, that alone, I think just people surfing Binance, they might not even go to that section of tokens that are still, hasn't passed the sniff test, but now that it has, maybe they'll consider, looking into that. So,
but that goes back to the point, right? 1.3 DEX holders. There's no telling how many holders are on Binance. I mean, it's insane. What was the number? $75 billion worth?
Oh yeah, of Binance's holdings. I think that's right. Yeah.
They hold $75 billion worth of shit. That's the number, something like that. Yeah. Somebody fact check. Foxy's here. Foxy, fact check me on that. Isn't Binance holding $75 billion worth of Shib? I think that's a number. That's big.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but it makes sense, right? Binance was what got Shib started. It was the first step in the pavement or whatever,
I always look at this stuff kind of like from a fundamental standpoint too, and just okay, how would humans think about this? Like this last cycle, how many people now know what Shiba Inu is, but they still haven't bought it, but they know it, like similar to Dogecoin, right? And Bitcoin's already been there, right? Like Bitcoin's just synonymous with crypto, but now, when people are gonna, because what's gonna happen? People are gonna FOMO in the next bull cycle, even though we say don't do that, right? It's still gonna happen. Because we can't reach everybody. People are going to, oh, yeah, I remember that Shiba Inu thing. That thing's still around. Oh, that thing's up 15%. I missed that 2 years ago. I'm not going to miss it this time. They're going to have that, waiting for them. Shiba Inu is. And so will Dogecoin. I mean, just that alone, you can't underestimate just the brand awareness that those two currencies have now.
Agreed.
And let's talk about brand awareness. I want you to know some things that y'all may not know, but I spoke with Marcy the other night. And she is creating partnerships that when they hit, people will never believe it. The way that you're going to start watching movie releases is inside the Shib metaverse on a Thursday night. You got to go into the Rocket Pond to watch a new release of a movie. And now we're talking A-list movies. Imagine Top Gun Maverick coming out in Shib Pond the first night or a night early. All the people that come into the metaverse just to see that. This is the type of exclusive access that Marcy is working on. And I'm telling you, by talking with her, she rubs her shoulders with the right people. And did y'all hear that Meta actually quit their metaverse? They're not even making their metaverse anymore. That Shiba Inu will be the only standing metaverse that's actually out there besides the other one, the one with the
coins.
token.
Other side.
I did not hear this. I did not hear Meta got out of the business. Why?
They can't get it right. They fired so many employees. Yeah, check that out, man.
Well, that name change, I mean, they lost their ass. I mean, look at Facebook's stock. I mean, it just freaking plummeted. I mean, they tried the whole. Everybody just used that as like a buzzword, but they had no idea what the hell they were going to do with it.
They had no idea.
That's what it felt like.
87 trillion in November. That's the number of tokens. So thank you.
Yeah.
It was they hold 87 trillion tokens. That's it. Yeah.
I did not hear that they were going to totally back out though, Jonathan. That's crazy.
Well, they've definitely pulled back. I may be overstating. Sorry, Foxy might have to fact check that, but they definitely fired a lot of people, and they're backing out of the majority of the push that they were doing. First, I mean, it's not cool. I mean, their metaverse is not cool. I played in their metaverse. Have y'all done it? I mean, the coolest thing you have is a casino, and it's somewhat cool because you can fist bump the person beside you and talk to your grandpa or your dad. It feels like you're right there with them playing cards. It's kind of cool. But if you don't make it fully immersive like Marcy and them's doing, what companies are going to want to come in there other than casinos to partner with you, you know?
For sure. No, it's a great point, Jonathan. I think Shib has a huge opportunity here. I mean, because when you look at the cryptos that are building out metaverses, there's no bigger market cap than Shib. There's no bigger, brand than Shib. I mean, it's Shiba Inu and it's ApeCoin. I mean, you got some other small ones. Like I really like Zilliqa, but I mean, that's way down on the list. They might even fallen out of the top 100, but I like that. And their trailer was really cool. What they want to do. There's some other ones out there, but I mean, it's Shib and ApeCoin, when you look at it at the top.
Yeah, time at this AMC is who, that's the type of people that Marcy is talking with for this metaverse stuff. So trust me, she's already all on that. And the coolest thing ever was what happened down in Austin when all the people with the big money come and saw the excitement that they created down there.
Definitely.
I wish I could have made that. I was in my backyard. I was out of the country on spring break. So,
Jonathan, you were on that live stream with us and Marcy, and then she was walking around and interviewing people, seeing people at the booth. Man, that looked awesome.
That was fire. And she got back and she called and told me how it really went and the contacts and what it really done. And what it did is open people's eyes to see, hey, this is right here, right now. It's this close. It's 2023 close. Do I want to be ahead of the curve or do I want to be behind the curve? And they are wanting to be ahead of it. That's for sure.
Wow. Look what James said in there. Look at that. Meta Realty Labs lost $4.279 billion.
Just in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter. Oh my gosh.
I've heard that number is north of 10 billion, what they spent. And they have a casino. Well, I mean, but
see, but I think that's like the difference. I think like Facebook has so much money, right? They just like jump in and like, oh, we'll learn to swim, right?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes that mentality like backfires on you, especially like, if it's not going to meet the consumer, like the people obviously were like, no, this isn't very good. This isn't very fun. Like, we don't like this.
No. Yeah.
Hey, Mark Zuckerberg, what you should do is you could take $4 billion and invest it in Shiba Inu right now, and you'll make your money back.
Right.
Yeah. Get him to invest that, and he could burn all that. That'd be good.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
speaking of that, all right, here you go, Jonathan. Question for you. There you go. Meta's value is plunged by 700 billion? Yeah, I knew that. Thanks, James. Giving some good info. Burns associated with Shibarium. We've all seen the numbers. We've all done the videos, talked about the 100 trillion a year. Number one, do you think that's legitimate? That's reality. What's your opinion for, and this is when Shibarium's fully up and running and it's burning and all that kind of stuff. How much Shib do you think will be burning with Shibarium?
So here's my honest take. If these numbers that are coming out right now on the puppy scan is even remotely real, then we can definitely burn a lot of Shib. Okay. 100, what was it? 100 trillion a year?
Yeah, that was the Zach, you know what I'm talking about. It's the
Discord moderator. Oh my gosh, Is she?
Queenie.
She's Queenie. Put that out 111 trillion. I mean, it was a rough estimate, but she was kind of factoring
it
in.
was very reasonable in how she got to the numbers and things of that nature. I think it comes down to volume. I think we're seeing a lot more volume than I think I think everybody's blown away. Because I'm watching the numbers, 5 million wallets to 11 million wallets. We're all seeing these numbers, and yeah, it's crazy.
People are getting ready. I can tell you that. I know this because I have 2 businesses on the Shibarium network already, Manus Veteran Medical and ShibHealth.io. People are getting ready, and it's crazy. Y'all know how big of a bone proponent I am. I am trying to get to 100,000 bone. All right. And that's just my number. And people might say, well, what are you striving for? Well, that's $100,000. But I'm going to tell you right now, if this all works out, having 100,000 bone will set me free forever, for life. So that's my goal, and that's what I'm doing. I don't mind putting that out there. That's my goal. Nobody really knows where I'm at right now, but I'm doing good on my journey. And I hope everybody's looking at bone, because even though the fraction, it's a fraction of what Ethereum would be, everybody's going to need a bone whenever this thing pops off. And if you have a bag of bone, you're going to be in a good spot.
Definitely. James, that's hilarious.
Angela, just keep giving me shit. Just keep doing it, girl. You know.
To answer Julian, Baby Doge got picked up by KuCoin, so shout out to them.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah. But James said with Koi Token, I believe it's possible besides all the other burns. So Koi Token has burned, they're the second largest burner of Shiba Inu in 40 days. They've done it in 40 days. They're the second largest independent individual burner of Shiba Inu. I've been saying in some videos, imagine if all of these projects, or let's just say 90% of these projects that launch on Shibarium or DApps or whatever, businesses, all of them, have a burn mechanism built in. I mean, look what Koi's done in 40 days. Imagine if you have 100 projects doing what Koi's doing. I mean,
if they're smart, if they're smart, they will do that. They'll build it into their contract. But a lot of them won't pay. Because I mean, man, that's some gold you just put out there, dude. If they're smart, they should do that. You know,
it's a great marketing ploy. If you want people to invest in your product, obviously you're marketing to the Shiba Inu community. Yep. Like there's an incentive right there. I mean, you're helping out the big dog, which is Shib. I mean, you know.
But that's another good point, right? Shibarium, here's what I don't think any of us saw this coming. I know I didn't, and I don't think you did, Zach, because you've never mentioned it, as we talk a lot, is that I did not see Shibarium becoming the catalyst for all these other projects to step up and say, we want to be an ally of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, and thus, like Koyo, build burns into our contract or whatever. Yep. I mean, it makes sense if you kind of, now that we're in it, but I didn't sit 2 months ago go, hey, when Shibarium is going to do this thing, but now you're starting to see, because they understand the marketing side of that. I honestly believe, right? I mean, why not align yourself as an ally to the biggest, baddest guy on the block? There you go.
I mean, think about, you're a legit community token. Why wouldn't you launch on Shibarium?
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you launch on Shibarium?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be crazy not to. Think about how many community tokens launch in the previous bull run. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, now you're going to have a home. I mean, I think this is going to be the home for all legitimate community token projects.
100%, because the fees are cheaper than Polygon. And I mean, Polygon is growing so big, but we're cheaper than Polygon. We're cheaper than everybody. To be honest with you, our fees are way too cheap. I mean, that's the only thing that's throwing me off. The community will have to do the 112 trillion burn, because the burn mechanism itself will not do that. I can tell you that I've done the math, and it will not do that as fast as people want to get it done.
Right.
So,
it'll take a while to ramp up to that. I mean, obviously, Jonathan, I agree, right?
Absolutely.
But that's why I was saying, Jonathan, in addition to that, have all of these tokens built into their own contract, a burn mechanism.
I would do it. I mean, I have no problem doing it, because you know what? Like ShibHealth.io, everybody that's going to buy these tests and these products for their own health at home, if they buy it through that portal, the whole point is Shib. I'm right there with Shib. Burn whatever. I don't care. I don't want the money. I want you to burn. So
even a small fraction or whatever that is. I mean, that adds up.
a lot of people are greedy and won't want to share that, but I want to share. And one other thing that we got to put into place, I want to say this, and people, even Wells has talked to me about this. The Wells has got to burn. They've made plenty of money off of us small folks. They've got to put in a burn mechanism for over a certain size transaction. Why not? What is 1/4% or something? Join the fun.
You talking about changing the contract if you're doing large purchases and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking
I
about?
don't even think they can change the contract, but maybe they could just say,
just opt in, basically, is what.
Yeah, be an opt-in. But if the Wells wasn't there, we wouldn't even be living here right now today. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's not gonna. I hear you, dude. I wish that would happen, but they're not gonna do that.
That's like saying tax the rich, right?
Kind.
Yeah,
you're right. It ain't gonna happen.
But Jonathan, I love that you bring it up.
I agree with you. I mean,
it's a fantastic talking point.
I would say at least make it a thing where like, hey, you can really help us, and here's how much you can help us if you're willing to, right? I mean, like, put it out there, like, that there's no harm in that.
No, it's not. And you know what? If I was a well and I made, say, $10 million off of a push-up, or 20 million, what would be wrong with just doing a burn and saying, hey, I did it, or hey,
right.
we do this? That should have happened a lot in the first bull run. I know I burnt what I could in the first bull run, but I wish other people would do that. Have pride in saying, I made this much off a Shib. I'm burning this for y'all. I love you. Let's do it together.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Well, I've had y'all, thank goodness, for almost 30 minutes, and y'all did not have to do this. But let's talk a little bit, if y'all don't mind. Tell people a little bit about the Koyo token. I'm not as educated on it. I want y'all to please tell people, because they have been the only token that has put their money right where their mouth is, and we love you. So thank you for what you're doing.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, so from my understanding, it was built from, actually, this to your point, Jonathan, a lot of Shib whales. So they're actually doing it. They're doing it in a different way through a token. But hey, maybe that's a way to do it, right? Another group of whales get together and build something on Shibarium and build in a burn mechanism. But that's what they're doing here. These are a lot of the Shib OGs from way back, and they want to build something that's positive. They want to build something that helps the community. They want to give back. And, they're going to have a big announcement actually in 3 days. We don't know what that announcement is. I don't know if it's going to be more burns, but already in 40 days they have burned a huge amount of Shib. Now, like ton of community tokens, they don't have all their utilities lined up yet. They're kind of letting the community drive that. But I mean, right now what they're doing is burning Shib like crazy, and they're said to be building some type of application on Shibarium. Hasn't been released yet. Maybe that's what we get on the 20th of April. We'll see. But I've just loved it, man. And the community's so positive. You jump in there, Telegram. It's awesome. And that, it just got me thinking, man, like, man, this is great. Imagine if we had 100 of these. Imagine if we had 1,000 of these. And we can. There's enough people in this community where we could do it.
It absolutely is. And look, y'all, look behind me. There's people going to the moon. The world's changing so fast, but one thing's for sure, I've had the most fun of my life with Shiba Inu and meeting people and growing with these folks that are here today, Zach and Austin. So continue your journey and make sure you lift everybody up and get people into crypto. Zach, Austin, what is your final thoughts for tonight, bud?
Final thought. Wow. Go make some money. No, I say that every time. I think it's just you've got to be in Shib for the right reasons, and you've got to have the right view, the right mentality, the right timetable, and I think that's what we all three really strive to do. I think that's become a very big focal point in my Shib videos is that messaging, because I think it's part of our challenge of being able to have a platform to talk about it. It's part of our challenge is education, and it's education from the standpoint of, Shib is in my opinion, not investing advice, of course, blah, blah, blah. Shib is a great long-term investment. And that's how I look at it, and it's the community token, period. I know Doge is bigger than from a market cap standpoint, but they are just leading the way, and all of their community tokens really in one way or the other strive to be like them, even if they don't admit to it.
You know, I think that that's part of it. But you got to be in it for the right reasons. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a timetable, and you've got to know what your cost is and how much profits you want to make, and be willing to do what it takes. But I think that applies to pretty much anything, any of these cryptos. So that's what I got, you know. But I think the educational aspect for us three respectively, and both of you guys do a very good job of this, is that it's education, you know. So
absolutely. Zach, what you got for your last thoughts?
Man, Austin took all the good words. Old man crypto took all the good
man crypto.
Yeah, man. I think what Austin said is 100% right. And I'll go back to something I said earlier. Like, I can sense some people are getting frustrated. My thing is I'm trying to help everybody. Like, I see that, and I want to like jump through the computer screen and be like, I want to meet you and like talk to you in person, but you can't, right? Like, you can't. So, but I'm always trying to put this message out. Patience, as Luke said, right? Be in crypto for the right reasons. Also, diversify. Because my sneaky suspicion is the people who are getting super frustrated have went all in, right? They put all their chips into one thing. And now if that one thing doesn't pan out or doesn't move for 8 months, they're the people probably really frustrated. So, you know, it doesn't have to be all in crypto too, right? I mean, Austin will tell you, like, you know, stock market, he's been in the stock market for a long, long time. Look out and see how you can make money, start a business. I mean, this keeps you well diversified in a lot of different avenues, keeps you busy. You know, you don't want to be stuck looking at that one chart for 8 months and, you know, screaming through your computer why it's not moving or why it's only up 2%. Stay busy, look for opportunities everywhere. And I guess that's my 2 cents.
Austin Green.
He's been around that long, Fox.
I want to talk a little bit about business before y'all go. If you want to open up a Shiba Wings in the United States, the One Leg Bandit is the director of sales for their franchises.
Hey,
reach out to me,
awesome.
And I will get you set up, hooked up with everything you need to open the Shiba Wings to get you the whole platform ready to roll. So reach out to the One Leg Bandit for that. And Shiba Wings is popping over in Australia. And I cannot wait till you see what it can do here in America as far as bringing people into crypto whenever they get their munch on. Whenever you walk into Shiba Wings, you know, when you go to Hooters, y'all, what do we go to Hooters for? We go for the girls because the food is not too great. So
the burgers, man, the burgers,
exactly. So Shiba Wings, when you walk into Shiba Wings, you are greeted with a beautiful Australian woman. She hands you a token with Shiba Inu on it that tells you how to get involved, and then you get your food. Imagine how many millions of people we can do over here in America. So again, if you need Shiba Wings, reach out to me and let me know. And that's all I got for tonight.
Cool. Got some funny people. It's fun.
Boobs indeed.
Yeah, man. We all know, you know, how things going with Hooters and all. It's not too good. I mean, I haven't had a good meal at Hooters in a long time.
I'll tell you what's the Twin Peaks? You guys been to that one?
Yeah.
Food's not bad.
Not bad.
Food's not bad.
Come on, let's call it what it is. All right, just
you know, I like that vibe though. You're in a log cabin. You know, you got the fire going. You know,
a nice frothy beer.
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
Keep digging that hole, man. Keep digging the hole, man. Keep digging it.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah, keep digging the hole.
Well, look, fellas, I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me. Everybody, please hit the subscribe button tonight. Hit hashtag Shib To The Moon. Let people know that you saw this. And we love you. That's all it is to it. And team, thank you for, you know, being here for me. You don't have to be down here with the One Leg Bandit, but you are. And I greatly appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Y'all have a good night. One Leg Bandit and team is out.